What if everything you were ever taught about the universe is a lie? When NASA launched the $10 billion James Webb Space Telescope, astrophysicists had a secret fear, a nightmare scenario that could destroy a century of physics. They were afraid they would look to the edge of the universe and find something that shouldn't exist. And just days ago, that nightmare came true. To understand why the smartest minds on Earth are currently in a state of absolute panic, you have to understand what the James Webb Telescope actually is. It's not just a camera, it is a time machine. Because light takes time to travel through space, when Webb looks at the farthest edges of the universe, it's looking back in time. Back to the dawn of creation. Back to the moments right after the Big Bang. According to the laws of physics, the early universe was supposed to be a dark, chaotic wasteland. Our models told us it took billions of years for tiny, fragile stars to slowly clump together and build the galaxies we see today. When Webb pointed its golden mirrors into this ancient darkness, scientists expected to see nothing but baby stars. Tiny, messy, primitive specks of light. Imagine this. You walk into a hospital nursery. You expect to see newborn babies, but instead, you find a room full of 6-foot-tall, fully grown adults. But then, something impossible happened. When the images downloaded to Earth, scientists didn't find baby stars, they found monsters. They found 6 massive, fully formed galaxies containing hundreds of billions of stars. Some of them are larger and more mature than our own Milky Way. But here's the terrifying part. These galaxies existed when the universe was only 500 million years old, a mere fraction of its current age. It defies the laws of physics. There simply was not enough time in the universe for these structures to grow this big. In the scientific community, they are officially calling them universe breakers, because their very existence proves that our understanding of reality is broken. But it gets worse. Scientists tried to explain this away. Maybe it was a glitch. Maybe the telescope was miscalibrated. Maybe it was optical illusion. But what scientists discovered next changed everything. Webb didn't just find impossible galaxies. It confirmed a phenomenon that scientists have been dreading. It's called the Hubble tension. Here are the mind-blowing facts. We know the universe is expanding. But when we measure how fast it's expanding near us and compare it to how fast it's expanding at the edge of the universe, the numbers don't match. It's like measuring a race car doing 100 miles per hour at the start of the track, but somehow it's doing 500 miles per hour at the finish line, and there's no engine in the car. For years, scientists hoped our old telescopes were just making a mistake. They prayed James Webb would go up there, fix the math, and save the laws of physics. Instead, Webb looked into the void and said, the math isn't wrong. The universe is. Scientists still can't explain this. Something out there, something invisible, powerful, and unknown is pushing the universe apart faster than the laws of physics allow. Is it a new form of dark energy? Is our theory of gravity completely wrong? What if? The Big Bang wasn't the beginning. What if our universe didn't start from nothing, but is actually the leftover wreckage of an older, dead universe? A universe that already had massive galaxies waiting in the dark? We spent $10 billion to build a mirror that could show us everything we know. But here's the scary part. It showed us that we know absolutely nothing. We thought we had mastered the cosmos. We thought we had written the rule book of reality. But the James Webb Space Telescope just ripped up the pages. The universe is not just stranger than we imagined. It is stranger than we can imagine. And it's waiting in the dark to show us what else we were wrong about. But it gets worse. Scientists tried to explain this away. Maybe it was a glitch. Maybe the telescope was miscalibrated. Maybe it was optical illusion. But what scientists discovered next changed everything. Webb didn't just find impossible galaxies. It confirmed a phenomenon that scientists have been dreading. It's called the Hubble tension. Here are the mind-blowing facts. We know the universe is expanding. But when we measure how fast it's expanding near us and compare it to how fast it's expanding at the edge of the universe, the numbers don't match. It's like measuring a race car doing 100 miles per hour at the start of the track, but somehow it's doing 500 miles per hour at the finish line, and there's no engine in the car. For years, scientists hoped our old telescopes were just making a mistake. They prayed James Webb would go up there, fix the math, and save the laws of physics. Instead, Webb looked into the void and said, "The math isn't wrong. The universe is. Scientists still can't explain this. Something out there, something invisible, powerful, and unknown is pushing the universe apart faster than the laws of physics allow. Is it a new form of dark energy? Is our theory of gravity completely wrong? What if the Big Bang wasn't the beginning? What if our universe didn't start from nothing, but is actually the leftover wreckage of an older, dead universe? A universe that already had massive galaxies waiting in the dark. We spent $10 billion to build a mirror that could show us everything we know. But here's the scary part. It showed us that we know absolutely nothing. We thought we had mastered the cosmos. We thought we had written the rule book of reality, but the James Webb Space Telescope just ripped up the pages. The universe is not just stranger than we imagined, it is stranger than we can imagine. And it's waiting in the dark to show us what else we were wrong about.
The greatest crisis in the history of cosmology. To understand this, you have to realize that astrophysics relies on one sacred, unbreakable framework, the standard model of cosmology. This model is the instruction manual for the universe. It explains how the Big Bang happened, how gravity works, and how the universe is expanding. We have known for a century that the universe is getting bigger. Galaxies are flying apart from each other. But science doesn't just want to know that it's expanding. Science demands to know exactly how fast it's expanding. And this is where the nightmare begins. There are two ways to measure the speed of the universe. The first way is to look at the cosmic microwave background. This is the ancient fading echo of the Big Bang itself. By looking at this ancient radiation, scientists can calculate exactly how fast the universe should be expanding today. Think of it like looking at the blueprints of a car engine to calculate its top speed. The blueprints say this universe should be expanding at exactly 67.4 kilometers per second per megaparsec. Remember that number, 67.4. The second way to measure the expansion is completely different. Instead of looking at ancient echoes, we look at the universe right now. We look at stars called Cepheid variables, pulsing stars that act like cosmic lighthouses. By measuring how fast these lighthouses are flying away from us, we can calculate the real-time expansion speed of the universe. For decades, the Hubble Space Telescope watched these lighthouses, and the number it gave us was horrifying. The blueprints of the universe say 67.4, but the actual living universe is moving at 73. It might not sound like a huge difference, but in astrophysics, this is catastrophic. It's like measuring a race car doing 100 miles per hour at the start of the track, but somehow it's doing 500 miles per hour at the finish line, and there's no engine in the car to explain the acceleration. For years, the scientific community lived in denial. They told themselves, Hubble is an old telescope, it's making a mistake. The lenses are blurry, the math is slightly off. They prayed, literally prayed, that when the $10 billion James Webb Space Telescope launched, it would look at those same lighthouse stars, correct the error, and give us the right number. They wanted Webb to save the laws of physics. A few months ago, a team led by Nobel laureate Adam Rees used the James Webb Telescope to do exactly that. They locked onto the Cepheid variable stars. They cleared away all the cosmic dust. They took the most precise, perfect measurements in human history. And the result? Webb looked into the void and said, "The math isn't wrong, the universe is." James Webb confirmed the terrifying truth. Hubble didn't make a mistake. There is no optical illusion. There is no glitch. The universe is actively expanding faster than the laws of physics allow. The Hubble tension isn't a measurement error. It is a giant, screaming red flag that our understanding of reality is fundamentally flawed. We are officially living in the "we might be wrong" moment. May 4th, shortly after the Big Bang, there was a violent, sudden explosion of early dark energy, a massive phantom kick that sent the universe flying apart faster than we calculated before disappearing back into the quantum shadows. If true, it means the universe is not a slow, steady machine. It is volatile, unpredictable, capable of sudden, violent shifts in the laws of physics. Suspect number 2, a breakdown of gravity. Since 1915, Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity has been the absolute gospel of physics. It perfectly explains how gravity shapes the cosmos. But here is the scary part. What if Einstein's gravity only works on a small scale? What if, when you look at the entire universe over billions of light years, gravity stops acting like a pull and starts acting like a push? Some scientists are now proposing modified Newtonian dynamics, or MOND. They are suggesting that we need to rewrite the laws of gravity completely. They are suggesting that the reason the universe is tearing itself apart faster than expected is because gravity itself is broken on a cosmic scale. But there is a third theory, and it is the most disturbing of all: phantom energy and the Big Rip. If the universe is expanding faster now than it was in the past, and we don't know why, what stops it from accelerating forever? If this mysterious dark energy keeps getting stronger, it won't just push galaxies apart. Eventually, it will overcome gravity entirely. It will rip solar systems apart. It will pull the Earth away from the Sun. And in the final moments of time, this phantom energy will become so powerful that it will rip apart atoms themselves. The fabric of reality will literally shred into nothingness. We built the James Webb Space Telescope to find answers. We spent decades and billions of dollars to construct the ultimate mirror to hold up against the cosmos. We wanted to see our origins. We wanted to confirm how smart we are. Instead, we found impossible giant galaxies lurking in the dawn of time, mocking our timelines. We found a universe tearing itself apart faster than our equations can handle. We found out that the instruction manual we wrote for reality is missing half its pages. We thought we had mastered the cosmos. We thought we had written the rulebook of reality. But the James Webb Space Telescope didn't just rip up the pages, it burned the book. The universe is not just stranger than we imagined, it is stranger than we can imagine. Maybe the Big Bang wasn't the beginning. Maybe it was just a transition from an older, dead universe. Maybe we are just microbes trying to understand the ocean, completely unaware of the monsters swimming in the dark. One thing is certain. The golden mirrors of the James Webb Telescope are still out there, floating in the frozen blackness of space, silently staring into the abyss. And it's waiting in the dark to show us what else we were wrong about. But the Hubble tension and the threat of the Big Rip aren't the only nightmares Webb has uncovered. While staring into the deepest, darkest corners of the cosmos, the telescope found something else. Monsters. Not the metaphorical kind, real, physical, world-eating anomalies that shouldn't exist. We call them black holes. But the black holes James Webb just discovered are completely rewriting the rules of the universe. Let's talk about a galaxy named GN-Z11. For years, it was just a blurry red smudge in the Hubble telescope. But when Webb locked its golden mirrors onto it, astronomers saw something that made their blood run cold. Lurking at the center of this tiny, ancient galaxy is a supermassive black hole, the oldest black hole humanity has ever witnessed. It existed just 400 million years after the Big Bang. But here's the terrifying part. It weighs millions of times more than our Sun. According to every single textbook ever written, a black hole of this size takes billions of years to slowly grow, eating stars and gas piece by piece. Finding a black hole this massive, this early in the universe, is like finding a modern skyscraper built in the Jurassic period. It is impossible, and it is hungry. Physics dictates there is a hard speed limit on how fast a black hole can eat, called the Eddington limit. If a black hole eats too fast, the extreme heat and radiation push the surrounding food away, stopping its growth. But Webb discovered that the black hole in GN-Z11 is completely ignoring the laws of physics. It is devouring matter at 5 times the Eddington limit. It is literally gorging itself to death, consuming the equivalent of a whole sun every 5 years. It's an impossible beast, feasting in the dark. But that's just one monster. What Webb found next was an entire population of killers. Scientists call them supermassive serial killers. For a long time, we knew that a black hole could eventually quench or kill its own host galaxy. It would eat all the gas, blast out radiation, and stop new stars from forming. It's a sad, slow death for a galaxy. But Webb just revealed a horrifying new reality. These black holes aren't just killing their own galaxies, they are killing their neighbours. While looking at a distant quasar named J0100 plus 2802, Webb made a chilling discovery. The immense radiation blasting from this supermassive black hole was so violent, so unbelievably hot, that it was literally evaporating the cold molecular hydrogen in galaxies located millions of light years away. Think about that. A single black hole sitting in the center of one galaxy is acting like an intergalactic sniper, shooting beams of radiation across the cosmic void and suffocating other galaxies to death. It is an apex predator dictating the survival of the entire cosmic ecosystem. Take Pablo's galaxy, a massive distant system officially known as GS10578. Telescopes had seen it before, and they knew it was dead. No new stars were forming, but they didn't know why. James Webb zoomed in and found the smoking gun. It detected a massive, invisible wind of freezing cold gas being violently pushed out of the galaxy at incredible speeds. The supermassive black hole in the center was literally cutting off the galaxy's food supply, starving it to death from the inside out. But even these serial killers pale in comparison to the strangest anomaly of all. Astronomers are calling them the baby platypus objects, or, more ominously, the little red dots. When scientists first looked at the JWST deep field images, they noticed hundreds of tiny, bright red specks. At first glance, they looked like normal stars, small, harmless points of light. But when they analysed the light spectrum, nothing made sense. These objects had the signature of a young, star-forming galaxy, but they were compressed into the size of a single star. They were a mishmash of different cosmic parts, hence the name platypus. What is hiding inside these red dots? When scientists peered into dwarf galaxies like Peleus and Neleus, they found the terrifying answer. These aren't just galaxies. They are cocoons for overmassive black holes. In a normal galaxy, a central black hole makes up about 0.1% of the galaxy's total mass. But in these little red dots, the black hole makes up a staggering 60% of the mass. Imagine a solar system where the planets are heavier than the Sun. It breaks every rule of gravity and evolution. These black holes are so massive, they are basically wearing their host galaxies like a thin coat of dust. Scientists are terrified because these little red dots are everywhere in the early universe. We thought the dawn of time was a peaceful era of slow-forming stars. Instead, JWST has revealed a chaotic, violent war zone filled with overmassive black holes, intergalactic serial killers, and giant, impossible galaxies. We built the James Webb Space Telescope to find answers. We spent decades and billions of dollars to construct the ultimate mirror to hold up against the cosmos. We wanted to see our origins. We wanted to confirm how smart we are. Instead, we found impossible giant galaxies lurking in the dawn of time, mocking our timelines. We found monsters in the dark, suffocating the universe across millions of light years. We found a universe tearing itself apart faster than our equations can handle. We found out that the instruction manual we wrote for reality is missing half its pages. We thought we had mastered the cosmos. We thought we had written the rulebook of reality. But the James Webb Space Telescope didn't just rip up the pages, it burned the book. The universe is not just stranger than we imagined, it is stranger than we can imagine. Maybe the Big Bang wasn't the beginning. Maybe it was just a transition from an older, dead universe. Maybe we are just microbes trying to understand the ocean, completely unaware of the monsters swimming in the dark. One thing is certain. The golden mirrors of the James Webb Telescope are still out there, floating in the frozen blackness of space, silently staring into the abyss. And it's waiting in the dark to show us what else we were wrong about. But Webb wasn't just built to look for world-ending monsters in the deep past. It was built for something far closer to home, something that humanity has spent thousands of years searching for: signs of life. We wanted to know if we were alone in the dark. We pointed Webb's golden mirrors at distant exoplanets, alien worlds orbiting other suns, hoping to catch a whisper of biology hidden in their atmospheres. And what it found sent a shockwave through the entire scientific community. Let's talk about K2-18b. It is an exoplanet located 124 light-years away from Earth. It's categorized as a Hycean world, a massive planet twice the size of Earth, likely covered by a single, unimaginably deep, boiling global ocean, all locked beneath a thick atmosphere of hydrogen. When James Webb peered through the atmosphere of K2-18b, it found methane and carbon dioxide, the chemical building blocks necessary for life. But then, the telescope's sensors picked up a secondary signal, a faint, fragile chemical fingerprint that shouldn't be there. It detected a molecule called dimethyl sulfide, or DMS. Why is that terrifying? Because on Earth, dimethyl sulfide is a biosignature. It is only produced by living organisms. Specifically, it is pumped out by marine phytoplankton, microscopic algae living in our oceans. There is no known natural, non-biological geological process on Earth that creates DMS. When astronomers saw this signature on a planet 124 light-years away, they froze. Are we looking at an alien ocean teeming with exotic microbial life? Are there vast, unimaginable biological ecosystems breathing out sulfur gas into the alien sky? The concentrations of this gas on K2-18b aren't just a little bit higher than Earth. They are estimated to be thousands of times stronger. If this is life, it is an explosion of biology on a scale we can barely comprehend. But here is the scary part. What if it's not life? Scientists are currently locked in a fierce debate. Some argue that in a highly pressurized, hydrogen-rich environment like K2-18b, the universe might have found a bizarre, abiotic way to naturally forge this life gas without a single living microbe present. If that is true, it means the universe is playing a cruel trick on us. It means the cosmos can chemically mimic the breath of life, creating phantom biosignatures on dead worlds. And Webb's search for life has uncovered other, darker realities. Take the TRAPPIST-1 system. 7 rocky, Earth-sized planets orbiting a cool red dwarf star just 40 light-years away. For years, astronomers hailed this system as our greatest hope for finding a second Earth. 3 of those planets sit perfectly in the Goldilocks zone, not too hot, not too cold. We expected Webb to look at TRAPPIST-1e and find a thick, protective atmosphere, a cozy sanctuary. Instead, Webb found a cosmic graveyard. The telescope revealed that TRAPPIST-1e likely has no substantial atmosphere at all. The violent, relentless ultraviolet radiation from its host red dwarf star acted like a cosmic blowtorch, slowly stripping the planet's atmosphere away into the void. Any chance of surface water or complex life was burned away eons ago. This discovery terrified astronomers. Red dwarfs are the most common type of star in the universe. If they are aggressively stripping the atmospheres off their habitable planets, it means the universe is vastly more hostile to life than we ever imagined. It forces us to confront a chilling question: the Fermi paradox. If the ingredients for life are everywhere, if the universe is old enough and vast enough for billions of civilizations to have risen and fallen, then why is it so quiet? Are we looking at a universe where life is incredibly rare? Or are we looking at a universe where biology arises all the time, only to be instantly snuffed out by violent radiation, intergalactic black hole snipers, and a cosmos that is tearing itself apart? But perhaps the most chilling realization from the James Webb Space Telescope isn't about life, or black holes, or the expansion of the universe. It is the realization that the cosmos itself is fundamentally weird. That the universe operates on a level of sheer, chaotic absurdity that we are only just beginning to comprehend. When you stare into the deep, dark abyss of space long enough, you start to realize the universe doesn't play by the rules. And sometimes, it almost feels like it is mocking us. Take, for example, the MACS-J0417.5 galaxy cluster. When astronomers looked at the James Webb Deep Field images of this region, they didn't just find random dots of light. They found a literal, glowing question mark painted across the cosmic canvas. I am not speaking metaphorically. Millions of light years away, suspended in the black void of space, is a massive, glowing, red question mark. How is this possible? It's a phenomenon called a hyperbolic umbilic gravitational lens. A massive cluster of galaxies sits perfectly between us and a distant red galaxy. The gravity of that cluster is so insanely powerful that it literally warps the fabric of space-time into a cosmic funhouse mirror. The light from the distant galaxy is bent, stretched, and magnified, creating 4 separate, distorted copies of itself that form the curved top of the question mark. And a completely unrelated galaxy just happens to sit directly underneath it, forming the perfect glowing dot. But Webb's spectrographs revealed something even more mind-bending. The atmosphere of this lemon-shaped world isn't made of hydrogen or oxygen. It is made almost entirely of pure molecular carbon and helium. It is a world choked by floating clouds of black soot, baking at nearly 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And deep inside the planet, the intense pressure of all that carbon means the core of this bizarre, deformed world is likely crystallized. It is quite literally a giant lemon-shaped diamond flying through a storm of radiation. It breaks every rule of planetary formation. Nuclear physics cannot explain how a pure carbon world like this was born. And then there are the cosmic events that simply refuse to die. Just days ago, astronomers analysed an event known as GRB 250702b. It was a gamma-ray burst. Gamma-ray bursts are the most violent, energetic explosions in the entire universe. They happen when massive stars collapse into black holes, or when neutron stars collide. For a brief moment, they release more energy than the Sun will produce in its entire 10 billion year lifetime. But here is the catch. Because they are so violent, they are incredibly short. A typical gamma-ray burst lasts for a few seconds, maybe a minute. When James Webb and a global network of telescopes looked at GRB 250702b, the explosion didn't stop. It lasted for 7 hours. An apocalyptic jet of high-energy radiation tearing through a dusty galaxy at nearly the speed of light, continuously blasting for almost half a day. It was an outburst unlike anything seen in the last 50 years. Did a black hole swallow a star from the inside out? Did a massive, unknown object fall into an event horizon? Why didn't the explosion burn itself out? The data is still pouring in, but one thing is certain. The rules of cosmic explosions have just been rewritten. And finally, if you need one more piece of evidence that the universe is a chaotic, unpredictable theatre of destruction, Webb gave us the cosmic jellyfish. Officially named Cosmos 2020-635829, this is a galaxy sitting 8.5 billion light-years away in the ancient universe. When Webb locked its sensors onto it, it didn't look like a normal spiral galaxy. It looked like an aquatic monster. The galaxy possessed massive, trailing tendrils of glowing gas, stretching far into the cosmic void, making it look exactly like a giant jellyfish. What causes this? It's a violent process called ram stripping. As the galaxy falls through a dense cluster, massive intergalactic cosmic winds literally peel the gas right off the galaxy's bones, leaving a trail of debris and dying stars in its wake. But Webb's discovery of this jellyfish galaxy was shocking because it occurred 8.5 billion years ago. At that stage in the universe's adolescence, galaxy clusters weren't supposed to be dense enough or aggressive enough to rip a galaxy apart like that. It tells us that the early universe wasn't a slow, quiet place of gradual star formation. It was a brutal, violent arena where galaxies were being torn limb from limb by invisible cosmic currents. We built the James Webb Space Telescope to find answers. We spent decades and billions of dollars to construct the ultimate mirror to hold up against the cosmos. We wanted to see our origins. We wanted to confirm how smart we are. Instead, we found impossible, giant galaxies lurking in the dawn of time, mocking our timelines. We found monsters in the dark, suffocating the universe across millions of light-years. We found phantom chemical fingerprints of life on boiling ocean worlds, teasing us with answers just out of reach. We found rogue twin planets drifting in the abyss, diamond-cored lemon worlds, and a universe tearing itself apart faster than our equations can handle. We found out that the instruction manual we wrote for reality is missing half its pages. We thought we had mastered the cosmos. We thought we had written the rulebook of reality. But the James Webb Space Telescope didn't just rip up the pages, it burned the book. The universe is not just stranger than we imagined, it is stranger than we can imagine. Maybe the Big Bang wasn't the beginning. Maybe it was just a transition from an older, dead universe. Maybe we are just microbes trying to understand the ocean, completely unaware of the monsters swimming in the dark. One thing is certain. The golden mirrors of the James Webb Telescope are still out there, floating in the frozen blackness of space, silently staring into the abyss. And it's waiting in the dark to show us what else we were wrong about.